you doing this evening? This fine Thursday evening. Let's get in here and pray. Don't forget. Go ahead and look in the notes down there in the description. To go ahead and fast forward to your part if you don't want to listen to the prayer, okay? I don't want to hold you up, but this is what I do. All right. Love you in the love of the Lord. Thank you, God, for being Jehovah Nissi, the God of the banner. You place a hedge of protection in front of me, behind me, and on top of me. You keep me safe by any means necessary. Psalms 91. You place me underneath your mighty wing, and nothing shall by any means harm me. No evil will befall me, neither will any plague come nigh my dwelling. 1,000 may fall at my left-hand side, and 10,000 at my right, but it shall not come near me. No weapon formed against me will prosper. It will form. But I have the breakthrough formula from Jesus, stove, and arugula. Why all three? Because all of them represent everybody that's here on this earth. And God said He didn't put no brakes on nobody. He said everybody come to the table. Everybody come and sit down. There's no rules. Just come as you are. And I walk in and instead of fussing about what it looks like, just saying, okay, man put rules. God didn't put no rules. Go and read it. He didn't put no rules. See, when you read it for yourself, you see there ain't no rules. Jehovah Shalom, the God of peace, the peace that passes all understanding. Philippians 4, think on these things that are good and of a good report. And if I keep this mind stayed on God, God will keep me in perfect peace. It don't make no sense, not am bit, but it makes faith, because what I have faith in, I'm going to believe, and what I'm going to believe, I act on. And what I act on, I'm going to see in the spirit realm before I see in this realm, because it's in this realm, everybody's trying to rule the world, and everybody's trying to control each other. So it's just too much fundunkery that got to go through to get to us. Jehovah Sabaoth, the God of hosts. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You are me, and I am you. You place a small all-spark in my heart before I even enter this earth realm. Let's talk about it. God told Jeremiah in chapter 1, verse 5. He said, I knew thee before you entered your mother's womb. He said, I called you to be a prophet unto the land. And look, God has called us to be that if we would stand up and be that. And then the thing is, we get a chance to go back to God the same way we left God. We left God cleansed and purified, honey. And we get to go back the same particular way. But see, that's up to us. You see what I'm saying? That's up to us. God can't make us do anything. He can take us to the water, but He can't make us drink. And so the way we can see the love on us, it could be a foot, it could be 40, it could be 100, it could be 1,000, it could be 2,000 feet. And when you see somebody shining and going on, don't get upset that they shine. Find out what's going on the inside and heal the shadow areas that's going on, and then start again. Because guess what? God said in Ephesians 3:20, He will do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or think, according to how it works in us. In us, and then we'll see it. How is it working in you? Things I had to ask myself all the time. I'm not just talking to you, I be talking to myself all the time. As a matter of fact, I was just on the balcony talking to myself. Jehovah Elohim, the God of gods. We made all this stuff to put between us and God. And God said, I don't have no problem with it because I gave you the idea for it. But the thing is, when are we going to realize that God wants us to have a relationship one-on-one with God? One-on-one with the big guy. Instead of going through the middleman. Because when you go through the middleman, you get bamboozled, hoodwinked, and lied to. And you see, when you go straight to God, guess what you get? You get a word of knowledge. You get a word of wisdom. And then if you don't hear anything in 2 months, guess what that means? It's time to get up and leave the brook. Because if God took Elijah to a certain brook, that brook dried up. He took him to another one. That brook dried up. He took him to another. God took Elijah to 5 different brooks. What makes you think you're going to have to stay at that same church your grandma went to, your mama went to? Why? God, we only know in part, so we can only share in part. God gonna send you everywhere He needs you to go to get your part. And somebody may have, and everybody may be thinking their part is just so insignificant. It's not. You're not insignificant. Your part is amazing. Okay. God just want a one-on-one relationship with us. Have one now, you hear? Okay. Don't hold yourself back from that one-on-one relationship. You learn so much about God. Jehovah El Shaddai, the Most High God, 4:44 on the clock. Your name is higher than any name that is named on this earth or the universe. If it can be conjugated in a sentence and a punctuation put at the end of that sentence, you're higher than that. Then if I think of something, you think of something, we try to tell each other, guess what it's going to be? It's going to be sentences, or it's going to be a paragraph, and a paragraph is a bunch of sentences with a bunch of punctuation. What are we going to do about that? None. The guy decided that. Ain't Nathan hot dogs. That's what we're going to do. Jehovah Jireh, my provider. There is no lack. There's only provision. You're more than enough, and you supply all I need. It may not look the way I thought it was going to look, but it's supplied. I'm worthy because I exist, and I exist because I'm worthy. There is nothing that God will withhold from me. God is my source and not the things on the outside of me. God will use people on this earth to bless me. See, wealth comes from the north, as above, so below, not from the east, west, and the south. It will always be supplied supernaturally if I believe it. It's based on my frequency and my energy, which is key. If God is here and I'm over here, God said, come to me as you are. I get up and I change my position to come exactly where God is. Remember, whenever you get up and you change your position, that means you're doing that for anyone. Are they worth it? Make sure. Jehovah Rapha, my healer. You heal my soul, my mind, my body, my spirit. You heal so much of me. Today I did a workout, then I started dancing, and I did a kickboxing workout. I had a good time, but then I had a kickbox with Bella. Okay. Because she loved it when I put the boxing gloves on. She's like, ooh, we finna play. Jehovah Gamola, the God of the recompense. Ain't no getting even with people arguing with them. Why? They know what they did. You know what they did. Just send all that negative energy up to the Creator. Ask the Creator to cleanse and purify. Send that energy back to the sender. Cleanse and purify. No blocking their path, no stopping their path. No matter what they done. Wow, we got cause and effect, sowing and reaping, and corresponding action out here. Whatever we put in the ground, word, deed, or thinking, it will come back to us in a seed, and seeds turn into trees. Big old trees. Okay, remember that. Them trees in Lebanon. I live under the law of assumption that it's already worked out and I don't have to stress about it. Everything doesn't require my response on my fight, and I choose my battles properly. I leave it in God's hands. I'm not going to be fussing and no stressing me out. It ain't worth it. So it will be, and smoke to be, and forevermore. And remember, them Lebanon trees ain't the ones that you see over there in Israel. They right here in Florida. Okay. Know what you know. Don't get hoodwinked and lied to. Egypt is right here in the United States. Why you think they're going through? Look in the description below to see the few items just for you. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. Okay, let's read a little piece right here, a little excerpt. Page 73. Didn't I show out for you? There's nothing. That's nothing. Get ready for greater. Keep pushing. Don't stop. I have so much for you to see, to complete, and to walk in. I hope you're ready to really soar. I got the eye of the tiger. Katy Perry. I will supply when I see a need and when you move towards my plans for your life. Follow me. Trust my voice. I've never led you astray. Come on here now. Don't forget about my other two books, Befriending the Shadow, Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change. Have you seen my commercials? Both of those books are shadow activity books. And yeah, I didn't see it on the market. So God said, well, make it. I said, well, say less. So you get to have fun doing shadow work. Why should it be boring? So you have a word of knowledge, okay, and then you have an exercise. In the exercise, you're gonna get 3 scavenger hunts spread all through the book, just in case you find yourself in solitude, okay? Then you have a shadow question. Ain't no way to get around that. You have to look at yourself in the mirror, okay? Then you have 4 pages. Then you have a color page. The color page, God asked me to keep it between the age of 5 and 10, because most childhood wounding happens between the age of 5 and 10. By the age of 7, it is solidified in your system. By the age of 10, it is really in your system. And we get upset because of the people that were supposed to raise us, right? But if your parents or grandparents or whoever raised you was in the baby boomer generation, they lost 10 of their superheroes within a 6 months to a year span in front of them on national television. They was just having a conversation. The next thing you know, they were shot in the head. Something happened to them. Okay? Right in front of them. So they were happening back to back to back to back to back to back. It was out of control. Okay? So release them. If you need to separate from them, do so, because you don't need no negativity in your life. Okay? That is not how this works. You do not get to stay in my life and be negative just because your name is mama or daddy. The devil is a lie. Jesus said, my mom and dad and my brother and sisters are the ones that follow the voice of the living God. If you're not following that, we ain't it's just that we blood don't mean nothing. Okay, honey. And then by the age of 21 and 25, you're an adult now. And so you can walk your way out because you know everything. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Okay? You already know. And then you get 4 pages of drawing, sketching, doodling, whatever you want to do. Why? Because the closer you get to God, the more you start having experiences you cannot explain. You cannot explain them experiences for nothing. Okay? You can't explain it for nothing. It's okay. Write it in the book. And then people are like, what you do? You didn't do nothing. I'm just as surprised as you are. I asked God for stuff just like you asked God for stuff. I'm waiting on my stuff too. Huh. Matter of fact, it's already here. It's just coming into full manifestation in the earth realm. And don't forget about my other 2 books. It's already on the New York Times bestseller list. Influence and Impact with Chris Voss. And Mindset Matters with Jack Canfield. No matter what your background is, God don't care nothing about your background. Let me tell you why God don't care nothing about your background. God know everything about you in the booth in the back of the dark, and God still love you. Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books that help in meditating and recalibrating the mind. You'll see the podcast with the Women's Leveling Up that was done in the month of May of 2025, and the one done with Unchurched. Excuse me, talking about having a relationship with God after you leave the organization. And the one I had with Blue Talks, just sharing my life story. I forgot about those too. I placed a new link to my own personal bookstore. I'm excited about that venture because I got a lot of stuff on Amazon. But in my special store, shows you how to walk out of the matrix step by step. There are some freebies there just for you. I added a link of 105 spiritual laws. There's only 7 in the book for the initiates, right? Because they wanted you to stop there. They didn't want you to use your mind and have critical thinking. When I started looking, because I said that I know there got to be more than 7. I found another book with 12, and I said, And I kept looking to find out 105. Stop. We're no longer underneath the law. We're underneath Mosaic law. We're now under love and grace. When Jesus came, you could say Jesus was a prophet. You could say he was an archetype. You could say he was fake. It is what you is. It is whatever you believe. I know what I believe because I've seen them do too much work for me. So he gave us love and grace. So the disciples asked, how many times will I forgive my brother? 7 times. Jesus said no, 7 times 7. Then Jesus said the Lord's Prayer. Forgive me of my debts as I forgive my debtors. Question. When Judas betrayed Jesus, did you see him anymore? Because he took himself out. Number 1, once you see your Judas, you put him out your life. You get rid of him. All right. Usually they call themselves out and they'll move themselves out of your life and keep it moving. Let them go. All right. Then, once that happened, you start talking to yourself. You know what? I forgive me. You know why I forgive me? I just found this stuff out. And I kind of had an inkling, but I didn't have enough proof yet. And I was getting ready to go ahead and let them loose, but my spirit team said, don't move so quickly. And so I said, okay, give it some time. We're in divine timing. And then they showed their cards. So I forgive myself because I didn't know. And then I forgive them. You know why I forgive them? Because they in survival and they just doing whatever they need to do for right now for to survive in this moment. They're not thinking about legacy. They're not thinking about freeing themselves of generational stuff. They just thinking about right now. So I release them. Let me tell you why I release them. If I don't release them, I'm not going nowhere. 14 on the clock. I'm not going anywhere. That means I'm stuck in quicksand or cement. And when you're stuck in quicksand, it feels like something's pulling you down. When you're in cement, you ain't going nowhere. You just stuck. That means whatever's coming behind you or the system has got you now. And you will be in an area, as Jesus said, they'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth because you'll be in utter darkness. Okay? Ain't nobody got time for that. Release these people so you can go on about your life. Honey, let them be. Because that's what they want to be. Just like, and grace. Grace is God's willingness to get involved with human affairs and pull us out of our stuff. If you anything like me, I said, God, if I get down here and I'm in deep cover like Mob Deep and I done forgot. Come down here and get me. Send somebody to come and get me. God said, say less. I'm gonna come and get you because I done put too much in you. And then like the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments is really 613 commandments. You want to see them all? Get the Torah, the Tanakh, and the Kamash. Okay, so God told the Israelites, there's no way possible you can keep 613 laws every day for the rest of your life without me. They said, yes, we can. Us and our children. Wait a minute, I didn't ask to be in this. I ain't had nothing to do with this. I wasn't even here yet. And then the fifth time they did it more than 5 times. And then the king said, so who you want to release, Barabbas or Jesus? Okay, so Barabbas is a serial killer. He out here taking people's lives. Okay, a carnage all through the city. And they talking about Barabbas. Because the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the priests of the land, some of them were going to take people's lives. So they was like, Barabbas is who it is. But they were trying to stay here. So the king said, well, I'm washing my hands of this because I don't have nothing to do with it. Because Jesus ain't done none of y'all. They said, we know. Put it on us and our children. Wait a minute. I didn't ask to be casting checks that ain't had nothing to do with it. I didn't ask to get involved in something because I don't have the key. I didn't think I had the master key for it. God said, yeah, you got the master key. It's going to be tough, but you got the master key for it. And the thing is, you're going to be one of the first ones going through the door. Matter of fact, you are the first one going through the door. So you're going to take the brunt of the hit. But it's okay. I got you. All right. And basically, guess what God said? He said to me. He said, we know everything, but we don't know anything. Because he said, when you come here like a child, you know everything, but you don't know everything. And so what happens is you just waiting for the next thing. Because children live in the moment. They don't live before in the past. Okay, and that releases attachments as we go through each level and lesson taught to me by Jesus, Thoth, and Issue. Issue is at the crossroads as well as Hecate. Okay, and remember they said these people were fake? They ain't fake. These people were realer than real, child. And don't forget about the adjective and the 400 values PDF. You put them together and you change your whole Sims character to this game. That's what I did. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates and the upcoming events. Don't forget to come on over and check out my school app. I just got things started together over there. I was inducted into the new class of Who's Who 2025 Influence Women and Women's Worldwide. God is faithful. And look what I received in 2017. For the work I was doing, my nonprofit, Refuge Women's Transition Center. I was bringing women and teenage girls out of sex trafficking. And I had a lot of help, but then they would help somebody else with a bigger name, and God said, let it go. I said, say less. So then I was helping out young girls that came out and said they were LGBTQAI and pregnant. And their family said, you got to get out of here because you can't be here no more. And I said, don't throw them out on the street. Send them to a place. They can't be. It ain't none of my responsibility now. They're on their own. I was like, oh, Lord, this giving to me. And I asked them, do you want to stay where I'm at in my building, or do you want to go to the team building? They said they want to go to the team building. So then I was helping domestic violence victims, women. We lost 2. I don't judge them because they was addicted and they had Stockholm syndrome, so they went back more than once. Okay, we got people out here smoking cigarettes and they got an oxygen tank in their nose around us and they can blow everything up and they still smoke a cigarette. And then we got people that smoking weed. They go to the emergency room. The doctor said don't smoke weed for 3 days. I'm like, all right, doctor, leave there, take the medicine, eat something, and go right back to smoking like they ain't done that. Okay, I ain't hear none of the doctor said. And then we got people that go to the gym 5 times a day. And then we got people that work out 2 to 5 times a day because they are addicted to the endorphins. I don't judge nobody because you know what? If I judge them, I got to judge all my stuff too. I ain't got time for that. Then I was helping people that lost everything in house fires and floods. And people knew I had a nonprofit, so they was always giving me stuff. I always had stuff all the time. And because I knew it was my ministry, I would just go into the storage unit once I put it in there. I would come in with my cleaning supplies. I would scrub the beds and sand it down and then re-varnish it and set it up and have it ready. So when the people came, this is what I wanted for myself. So that's what I did. Okay. All right. So then I gave them, I asked them, I said, how many rooms you need? They told me. And I said, only take what you need. Other people are coming. Then I gave them toiletry bags and I gave them female toiletry bags and gave them female portion rooms so they could paint their nails once they calm down. That's the way to get them to come out of shock. Okay. Then I helped some families for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I was putting on social media. I'm looking for 2 families to help for Thanksgiving and Christmas because God said you need to do something for this year. I said, well, say less. I'm finna do it. So I put it on social media. I'm looking for people to help. So then I started helping people. And it was just so beautiful. So the first family I helped was a young lady and her family, and I helped them with their honey baked ham and gave them $150 worth of groceries. Found out about other families needed help. Then I put their names in a bowl, pulled it out, got 2 families, made sure their kids received 2 gifts each on my budget plus honey baked ham. That is my go-to. And because that's my budget, and $150 worth of groceries. 3 months later, I sent 2 women to therapy for 3 to 6 months, gave them $150 worth of groceries or $250 worth of groceries. Okay. Look at the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company I use along with all natural remedies for the assistance when I was given a diagnosis in 2017 of breast cancer. I didn't take no cancer treatments, no ports, none of that. I just took all natural things from my backyard. Dr. Sebi Diet, a naturopathic doctor, and 100% silver shield. I said, the devil is, and the doctor said, don't you see this? I said, I see it, but if I agree with it, I am gone. Okay, because your cells don't know your cells believe what you say. So I said, I'm not going to say that. I'm the heal, protecting my health from sickness and disease. And I said, I bind every disease, every germ, every parasite, every bacteria, every growth, every tumor, and every parasite. And I send it back to the pit of hell from which it came. I loose the blood of Jesus and I loose the hand of God, and I take full responsibility. I didn't know they poisoned the food. I didn't know they were putting paint thinner in cereal. That's why children got brain cancer and all this stuff. Their bodies can't break that down. We barely can break it down. And then they was putting citric acid, and citric acid is black mold. Who would do that when we know mold is taking people out? Okay, who would do that to us? This is the mess they put in our food. That lets you know Michael Jackson was right. They don't really care about us. Man, I told them, and I said, I got me. So I went home and talked to God. God said, get that naturopathic doctor, did it. Then I went ahead and pulled down everything that Dr. Sebi ever said about being alkaline, showed it to my naturopathic doctor. They said, great. But 5 things on each side of this got to come off because it don't work with your blood type. I said, but say less. Then my ancestors said, get that dandelion, get that morning glory. Okay, get that wild scallions. We got ancestors still living here in their centurions. You didn't think I was going to get it? Yes, I was. And then poke salad. Poke salad looked like lettuce and cilantro. Had a baby together and it's serrated around the edges. Honey, I put that on top of that spinach underneath that jasmine rice. That jasmine rice wilted it. But then it went down in my system with that chlorophyll fresh. Say it didn't what it is. And then I put that zucchini, squash, and red onions on the top. Cancer fighting agents. Honey. And then I put some seafood up there, and I found out the avocado and wild caught salmon is vitamin D. Eat your medicine, or your medicine gonna be your food. Remember that? Old folks used to tell us that. Not the old folks, but the ancestors used to tell us that all the time. And look, Psalms 91, 1-6 NLT. Those that live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge, and He is my place of safety, and He is my God 100%, and I trust Him 100%. Well, He will rescue me from every trap, and did and still does, and protect me from every deadly disease, and did and still does. He will cover me with His feathers. He will shelter me with His mighty wings. He is faithful to His promises. Let's talk about God's promises. God's promises are yes and amen every single day of the week. The thing is, gotta see what's going on down the street, but the only thing you can see is what's in front of you. Gotta see what's going on, so I don't want you to go down there because they're gonna set you up. And I said, well, I don't want that. God said, I know I'm gonna send you this way. Ain't nobody never been this way, so I'm gonna give you a spiritual machete. The angel's gonna go before you. I'm gonna be behind you. Don't worry about it. I said, say less. And every time I say less, I be like, God, really? He's my armor and my protection. I'm not afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the bullets that fly at day. I do not dread a disease that stalks in darkness. Why? David told us in Psalm 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. My rod and staff, who knew that I will cross with our rod and our staff? And then on top of that, think about this. The news is north, south, east, and west. When you say north, south, east, and west, that's a cross. Hush your fuss. Sending through the airways the glory that comes only from the divine. Hush your fuss. And then it says, my cup runneth over. That's abundance. That's spiritual abundance. You are abundance. The minute you come out the womb, you are full of abundance. It's just you get a chance to see it. And then it says, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Isaiah 53 says, God will send the angels to go before me to set asunder to make the crooked places straight, and God is always my rear guide. Why? Making sure I get goodness and mercy every day of my life, and I dwell in the house of the Lord because I am the house of the Lord while I'm here on this earth plane in the 3D. And then, when I leave this vessel, as I stay in the light here, oh, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. No stopping. No the disaster that strikes at midday. I want to say thank you to all that view my videos and say thank you to all of my beautiful subscribers and your beautiful energy that you share with me to come and listen to the message. I send your beautiful energy back to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate you. You cause my heart to just run over with joy. Thank you so much. Hand over heart for your affirmation, however you choose. I am not society script. I am my own definition. I am not of this system, but a flame from God, source, the divine. I don't stress what I can't physically fix. I let go of that attachment because I can't fix it in 15 minutes. Let go. I monitor the use of my own energy. People be monitoring your energy like they monitoring your pockets. Child, tell them to move on. How C.C. Peniston said, you could just walk on, keep on. What are you willing to release to become sovereign with God, divine, and source? I started my day like I did yesterday to see what would happen today. More wisdom and connection to self happen again today. Words, phrases, and visions were so beautiful. I followed the intuition and wrote down a lot to go forward. So much was coming, and the steps was laid out for me to follow step by step by step. My meditation was different, though so quiet and peaceful. I moved with what I heard and celebrated myself in the simple things because I listened. I started purging early this morning. I saw a monitoring spirit this morning and ignored it and just made sure that I strengthened my inner and outer boundaries when I was taking out Bella. It's really time to pay attention to your intuition, that still small voice on the inside that helps you remain sovereign. We're about to see things we've never seen before. Those who have been surviving are looking for grounded people to attach to. No fear, just saying, because you sovereign. You ain't got to worry about that. Think for yourself. Now, know what's yours and what's not. Avoid unnecessary arguments because that's how they usually get into your energy. Bitterness and unnecessary anger, etc. Monitoring your energy because that's how they usually get in. When you monitor yourself and your surroundings without fear, just awareness allows you to stay grounded in the now. Okay? If you do nothing, but if you hear do nothing, but your spirit team says otherwise, do what your spirit team just told you to do. There is safety in that. Don't be out here listening to everybody. Listen to see. I went to go do something, and I was like, I don't like that right there. God said, still open it. I said, why? Excuse me, confirmation burp. God said, still open it. And so I opened it because I heard God say, open it. And so when I opened it, it was the biggest religious spirit. And he was like, see, just because they have big numbers don't mean nothing. Are they teaching? He said, stay in your vein. Do what I told you to do and keep it moving. I said, well, say less. Okay, because I was having I'll talk to you about it in a minute, because I was having some type of feeling today. But then I started talking to God about it. God said, the reason why you're having that type of feeling is because this is something that you desire. And because you were sovereign and you were outside of the system, you're looking like, so when is my time? Your time is not. Okay, the Bible reading today. God asked me to be his sanctuary. A place of refuge and peace. Listen to this now. Where we get to be portable sanctuaries if we choose. Listen to this. To build a portable sanctuary, a tabernacle, requires you to be sovereign. Listen to your intuition. Are you? For his presence to dwell amongst the Israelites, using the voluntary contributions from their hearts to create a structure according to divine pattern. Now we're the sanctuaries. We are the divine pattern. God allowed them to use stones and all kinds like onyx, rubies, diamonds. Why? Because onyx is a protection stone. So why don't the church want you to use it when God put it on the ephod of the priest? Because it's for protection. And I can't hurt you or siphon your energy when you got on the onyx. Or the tourmaline. Or the black opal. Because what does black do? Blackness. I'm telling you, listen. Message. Blackness takes in the energy and releases what's no longer yours. If you are sovereign and thinking for yourself, you can transmute it and send it out of your body. That's how we know that the first people on the earth was FBAs, because we absorb the light because of our skin color, and then we push it back out what we no longer need to the plants and everything else. It's called, we have our own photosynthesis. Because of our melanin. Hush your fuss to get on the bus. In Ifa, the construction of the shrine is never left to human discretion. Listen. This is Yoruba. Okay, this is African wisdom. Listen, it is never left to human discretion. Listen to that. The Babalagwa, the priest, consults the Ifa to receive the pattern. What pattern God wants to do. See, you got to be sovereign to find the pattern. So let me tell you something about the Babalagwa. They have to be sovereign. They got to be set apart. Okay. Or the requirements for the specific Orisha. Including the materials, the location. See, God will hush your fuss, God. Hush your fuss. You need to tell me this. So God will show you where to go, what to do, how to get it done. Because that's what happened with me today. Step by step. And the items needed for consecration to make it legitimate. Do you hear what I'm saying? Legitimate. Energized Ojubo. In Allah 22:40, the Quran emphasizes that all actions must be in accordance with the guidance of Allah and the example of Prophet Sunnah, ensuring that the structure of faith, the structure, we're the structure now. See, in the Old Testament, in the Bible days, they used a building. We're the building. See, the thing is, they keep using organizations to build a building. And we keep singing this song, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, bright and true. Lord, I'm living to be a living sanctuary just for you. Woo, this give me chills. That took me back to my grandma them days. Woo, they don't even sing that song no more. Because it requires you to become sovereign. It requires you to get in connection with God. It requires you to consecrate and pull yourself away. Consecration means you pulling yourself away from the normal. That means you don't let certain things get involved with you. You don't let certain things touch you. Not in religious sense. But you put, look at them chills. But you put yourself in the connection with God. And you say, what did you say, God? Both spiritual and physical is built according to divine rather than human desires. You see that? The sanctuary is built according to what? The divine ones. I saw visions of myself today from my past and many instances from my past lives being resuscitated like I was gone, like flatline. I wrote them down and the emotions they gave me. I thought it was weird. It happened as I was writing down the vivid dreams I had this morning. I'm just like, stuff was just showing up and I was like, oh my God. I was literally seeing myself resuscitated 5 different times. Each time I was in the military. That lets you know how rough my time was. Vivid dreams, step-by-step processes to do today. Things began to delay a little, and the old me would have folded. The new me says, there's a purpose in it all, and leaves more preparation time for me. There was quiet and peace. Today was quiet and peaceful. Doing my routine and inner stillness was, it was just so beautiful. My body began to purge as soon as I woke up this morning. My body is letting things go as I have been releasing people, places, and things. Excuse me. I started thanking God for where I am now in gratitude because I had something to eat, a roof over my head, shoes and clothes to wear, and being in my right mind. After all I've been through, I stopped to show my thankfulness and gratitude because that's what you do when you're sovereign. For it all. Even though I didn't enjoy it all at the moment, I'm better for it. Some people walked away last night and I said, we can't control it, so I surrendered and let go. I would have usually cried, but this time I said, I saw this coming. My spirit team told me to be patient and not pull out because I was like, wait a minute, I don't like how that sounds. And my spirit team said, wait a minute, you finna move too fast. We need all of this to play out. Because there's something that you need to receive from this person. Remember how I said we only know in part so we can give in part? So each person that you meet along the journey is going to give you something that you need. Okay? When your spirit team say don't move, don't allow your ego to force you to move when it's not your time. I don't know everything, but I know everything. But I know when to sit still and let things be. I can keep going only because good things are happening to me all the time. That's my confession. I exercise and dance to connect with myself. I was kickboxing this morning and Bella jumped in. She loves it when I put on my kickboxing gloves. That is our playtime together. I was recognizing today that the news is being channeled north, south, east, and west. That's a cross. It's a depiction of sharing our wisdom with the world as they share the news, which is spreading sadness frequency, north, south, east, and west. That's why we shouldn't be focusing all day on the news, north, south, east, and west across. You wonder why. See how they just twisted everything? You wonder why you're heavy and you think on it for a minute. Just think. Started feeling energy and I felt off. So I reset myself and I told myself it's okay to see it. Okay. That's what happened after I went to the religious spirit. And I said, woo, that was weird, but you told me to go in there, so it was a reason. Because I needed to see it. And I said, you know what, but it was weird because I had like this, I knew I didn't have it. So God was like, it wasn't you, but I needed you to see this. And I said, okay. The person that was talking had the biggest religious spirit, not judging, just saying what I saw. Had the biggest religious spirit and had so much jealousy and envy on him. I was like, oh my God, that's iniquity, God. He was like, I know, but I needed you to see this. This is what's going on into the church. This is what's going on in the church. And I said, wow. And then I told myself, wow. And I saw the numbers and the numbers were so high and God was like, of course it's going to be high because it don't cost them nothing to sit in that arena. It costs them something to sit in your arena. Because once they hear it, they're going to go through a change. And once they go through that change, there's no going back. And I said, exactly. There was a part of me that would have shut down a desire, but I told myself, it's okay to have desires and want things. That lets you know that the desire, that is not something that you keep at the forefront. You keep God at the forefront. Don't forget to subscribe For more conversations, again, what helps you stay in your sovereign stance? And what helps you keep you connected to your sovereign intuition? Don't forget to subscribe for conversations on resilience, identity shifts, breaking generational patterns, and living in integrity. And I'm not trying to say I'm better than anyone else, because I'm not. So I want to take that right there and say I'm not better than anyone else. And I just want to say we're all doing the best we can with what we have. We are. We're doing the best we can with what we have. Don't forget to drop a comment what helps you stay sovereign and in intuition, and why. Please drop an emoji that shows what causes your gratitude just because. Okay? Because it's always good to be grateful. Remember to stay in your sovereignness. Think for yourself. Everyone gets the opportunity to do their own work and wake up in their own time. Excuse me. It's hard. Excuse me, confirmation verb. It's hard when you love folks. But in their own time, and okay, keep going. And they get the opportunity to decide just like you did. Don't carry somebody else's battle, fight, or their burdens. Okay? God said, cast your burdens on me. Okay? Philippians 2 and 12. Read it for yourself. James 1, 19 through 21 NLT. Don't allow anyone to take your power or your energy. Okay? Love yourself. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. We must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Human anger doesn't produce the righteousness God desires, so get rid of all the negative thinking and humbly accept the word that God has planted in your hearts. Did y'all know right before I came on, the lights went out? They sure did. That went out for about 10 minutes. I was like, that's different. For it has the power to save our souls. If we're willing to listen. If we're willing to listen. Verses like the Quran 17:53 and 4:148 highlight the importance of speaking kindly, avoiding slander and gossip, and speaking the truth. Are we staying sovereign, or are we doing something opposite of that? 2:254. This emphasizes that it's not for creation to question Allah's decisions, which are always better. It requires a believer to surrender to Allah's will, which is the message of faith and surrender to divine authority. That's the same thing we doing. So I don't know why we find each other. Oh, the title. That's what they got to do. They got to separate us by titles. Why don't we just drop the titles and just hang around each other? So we doing the same thing. It's just we put a different God name to it. But we doing the same exact thing. Exact. Do we know who we really are? It's time that we get into our studies, whatever we're in. Pray, meditate, and find out who we really are. Because that's what they did in the civil rights movement. You had Muslims, you had Islam, you had Christians, you had people that didn't even believe in God, but all of them got together because their same mission was, we're not finna have this authoritarian attitude up in here. So what's holding us back? That's what I'm saying. Be so secure when things come to steal your joy, you bounce back quicker every time. Bounce back quicker every time. I'm still saying, you know why I'm still saying? Because it's my birthright, it's my spiritual birthright, and my blood birthright. I am worthy of love. You know why I'm worthy? Because I was born of a woman, and that is my spiritual birthright. I came out wealthy as a mug. I'm worthy of a life I love. Honey, if I don't love this life, I can switch it up with the adjective and the foreign device PDF and switch it up. This ain't nothing but a Sims game. You ain't got to stay the way you are. Watch the movie Ants. I'm worthy of a rounded, wealthy life. I am spiritually abundant. I am just over. I got abundance on all levels in my life. I'm worthy of the dream that is in my heart. If it's in here, it's coming to pass, and you best believe it, because me and God said it's so. I release the timelines that are no longer for me. Let's talk about it. I don't have no ought with you. I don't. I pray that God will send the laborers into the field. That you can hear. And that you will change. But see, you may be one of those that's the sandpaper people, and you're not going to change, and you're here for contrast. You're here to show us what it looks like to stay on the outskirts of the blessing. And to also be the sandpaper to help us grow. I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry. I don't have no animosity. I just know this. Amy said we can't work together because we don't agree. So I'm this way, you that way. And guess what? It is what it is at the end of the day. Live your best life, because that's what you want. Enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself. Okay. The Jackson 5. Enjoy yourself, okay? Enjoy your life. May God give you what you want. What you've been putting out. Because what you sow, you reap. That's the law. I release the timelines that require me to shrink, but I don't wish any hate on you. I won't be quiet so you can shine. The devil is a lie. I'm going to speak. I'm going to use my critical thinking. I'm going to use all my brain power because I love all of me, no matter what the curve is, no matter what the figure is. She is fine. She's sexy, girl. She's sexy. She's sexy, girl. She's sexy. Good, sexy, girl. She's sexy. And oh, I love me some me. I'm not rushing or placing pressure on myself. I'm just open for clear communication and wisdom on my next move in stillness. What allows you to be sovereign? What is it, honey? Write it down in the comments. I walk forward lighter, clearer, and deeply supported. I am never alone. I have my ancestors, angels, and God. That's a 3-4 cord. It's not easily broken. I'm so secure in knowing that even if I'm walking by myself, I'm never alone. Why? Because I'm sovereign, and when you sovereign, you do walk by yourself. Because you gotta find your people, and your people gotta find you. Okay, shining my light, bling. Okay, the angels always bring me something amazing that causes my heart to light up. It never fails. And the day they sent me some stuff, they was like, "Ole, ole, awesome friend." I said, "I receive it." What helps you stay sovereign? What helps you stay connected to the divine source of it all? I am aware enough to pause, breathe, and sit still for the next move, or know that I am loved in every way that love can show itself. People go out of their way to do me good because of the favor of God on my life. Rules, laws, regulations, and any red tape is removed from me. It is said we don't need use it to do this. They just can't help it. I can't help it either. But if God say, nope, my intuition say, nah, we're going to pass. My ancestors say, I wish you would get over there. I got to throw my hands up and walk away. I have miracles every day, and uncommon blessings find me without me even searching for them. They just fall upon me because I am aligned. When you get aligned and you start walking in your sovereignty, God will be like, psh, psh, psh. This is just to hold you over, but the big thing's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I'm just giving you stuff to hold you over for a minute because I don't want you to quit. I don't consent in any energy control. I'm grounded, safe, and fully in control of myself. Untouchable and fully sovereign in myself. Are you sovereign? All cords are removed from me. Cut, cut, snip, snip, burn, burns. And I sever every form of connection. What? Because I love me some me. I am worthy of all my dreams and everything my heart desires. I'm worthy. Because I'm sovereign. Are you sovereign in yourself? Or do people tell you how to think? I allow clear thinking to find me without fighting for it. I don't have to fight for it. I don't have to take what's yours. None of that. You know why? Because mine is tailor-made just for me. I am worthy of seeing all my dreams come true while seeing the light in darkness in any moment. Do you hear? I can see this from a different perspective. I can change my life in seconds. Honey, it's so hot over here. Ooh, I know y'all see me sweating. It is hot. My insides is on fire. I saw this somewhere, and I got a fan right on me. All things come to me in perfect, mature timing for my highest outcome and for the good of all. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, because if I win, you win. You win, I win. What? Money comes back to me multiplied on every dollar that was spent. Double, triple, quadruple, 100-fold on every dime that was spent. Taking stuff I didn't know that was taken. Are you sovereign so your stuff can find you? I'm willing to open space for the things I truly want by being gentle with myself. I'm intentional with love for myself. Oh, the way I loved on me today. I was like, I saw this on Google, and I said, it's mine now. I'm going to put them spices on it and put the head. Okay, spirit, if it's in my highest good, I remove all energy that doesn't belong to me from my energy field, and I send it back to the rightful owner. cleanse and purify. No matter where we originally met, universe, world, timeline, dimension, realm, space-time connection, whatever, wherever we was at in space, okay? And I sever the cord of connection. The lessons have been learned, and I release you to find your own way. I call all my energy fragments back to me. I'm like Magneto. I am free, I am free, I am free. Honey, back to me. I now release all energies, traumas, and patterns that are in alignment with my highest good across all timelines, dimensions, and realms. Honey, everything that was left behind is mine. I am free, I am free, I am free. I sit in peace while I trust the process and I don't rush the process. Why? I don't need to rush it. Because it's all in divine timing. And when it's divine timing, it's divine timing. I'm doing speaking engagements and podcasts that bring transformation. Signature topic. I don't know why I'm dancing, it just happened. Helping visionaries and dreamers reconnect, reinvent, go through the rebirth process, and rise with confidence. To help them ground their dreams in the now, to see it come to pass. And out of the spirit and imagination realm, Ephesians 3:1, we're pulling everything for the 5D and 17D into the earth realm. I have courses and books that teach individuals how to return to themselves, quiet the noise on the inside, and live boldly on their own terms. I'm holding space right now for people who feel like they're repeating cycles over and over again. And you really can't explain it because it's generational and ancestral. We're also tackling every sacred cow of religion and how we think the same labels, think the same, but the labels keep us controlled and in fear and fighting each other. We're opening every door. Nothing is off limits. We're getting totally free, step by step by step. Write me in the comments to gain more information or hit the link below. Hi, my name is RenettaCheston, the owner and founder of Life Success Results, LLC. Soul Igniter, trauma overcoming, holistic spiritual strategist. I work with the whole being from my level of training and education, mind, spirit, soul, and body. Bachelors and masters in healthcare to understand and comprehend mental and public health. Because you got a public health problem, you got a mental health problem, and vice versa. Massage therapy, Reiki and sound healing, holistic practitioner, where we pull out all the impurities from the rooter to the tutor. Human design practitioner, where we go back to the beginning, get everything, and come back and start pulling everything out, all the generational baggage out. When I was given the task of having uncomfortable conversations with others, I knew then that my path was going to be a little different. And probably would be a little standoffish until others had begun to do their own work. But I didn't let that stop me. I asked myself uncomfortable questions every day to get out of old patterns. I do the work every day, and it's not always easy or pretty. I usually ends in tears. But I wake up to confront the areas in me, in love, that need a facelift to go forward. What will you do? You're doing a lot of work on the outside. You look good on the outside, but how you look on the inside? Are you really truly sovereign? You thinking for yourself? What are you afraid of losing? Is it once you see colonialism, either your family dealt it or you felt it, has played everyone? You won't know what to do if we're not fighting each other. How about we find ways to have conversation that cause a pause, to see life differently in all areas of our lives? This will cause us to quit blaming somebody else for our problems and see where we might have truly missed it. Because see, we're making these decisions. Can't nobody make you make a decision. You making a decision based on what you know. We can only meet people fully where we have met ourselves. Remember that next time when you say you want a real relationship, it's going to require you to take the mask off, put it on the table, and not bring your representative to the fight. Okay? Or to the talk. We have many adults who were never taught how to feel safe. So they seek safety and validation on the outside of them because of a plethora of challenges that occurred in their childhood processes. So I ask you, what emotion from your childhood pushed you in a corner and caused you to make a vow to not do or be? I hate them. They abandoned me. They did this. They did that. If they would if they were in the baby boomer generation, they probably did. They had so much going on. They had so much trauma that they ain't even worked through their own trauma. And they released their trauma on us. It is what it is. Release it. Let it go. No, you don't. Let's take that back. You release it. Give it to God. Walk through it every day. Whoever you call God is divine. Thank you, God. Thank you very much. Because when you release it, and it's no longer like this tethered to you, you can move a little quicker. But when it's that's why I was saying release it. Because when you don't release it, it becomes quicksand, it becomes cement, and you can't go nowhere. And if you need to release them out your life, so be it. See, the vows that we made is playing out on a big stage. You may not have the big bad wolf in you that level, but what are you trying to control in your own life? Your mom, your dad, what are you trying to control? Your sister, your brother? What are you trying to control that's out of your control? While we get to protest and speak our minds, are we helping that little girl and that little boy on the inside of us here that's screaming in the basement, help me! Help me, please! They're our true shadow. I'm being commissioned to aid in the process of saying how I overcame everything meant to keep me from coming into my true identity. I had to believe in myself and God. See, God is on the inside of me, but first I had to find me. Why is that bothering me? Why is that sending you off? Why do you want to hurt somebody over that one word? Excuse me, confirmation bird. We're taught God is on the outside of us, but God is on the inside of us, waiting to be tattooed into our battles. Okay? 2 Corinthians 10 and Ephesians 6 says the same thing. We're fighting principalities, rulers of the darkness, and spiritual wickedness in high places. Let's break this down even further. The people that are doing things to you, they have entities on the inside of them. And some people have big entities, the Thanoses, Some people have big entities on the inside of them because of a plethora of things that they have left doors open because of their trauma. And because of their trauma, so many things, the legions have come in. That's what those are. And that spiritual wickedness in high places, that's over a particular region. This is when negative thinking is going on for so long that it's a norm of society. It's just as old as apple pie. The isms. This is what every ascendant master had to fight against. Your traditions are making the word of God of no effect. The mindsets of us who complain but don't want to do the work or don't know how to do the work. And it causes a dip in morale because most can't get out because it's ancestral and generational. What we're seeing in America right now is generational. This ain't just started with us. This thing right here, all these isms, they go back 1,000 years. It only take about a cool 100 to 200 of us to start doing the work. So to get out, it requires one to get uncomfortable and get past the plateau of complacency or complicitness. When you get complicit, you already chose your side. And this is how we've always done it. You already chose your side. And that side is going down. Okay. All right. When are we going to respect each other? As humans, when are we going to do that? Yes, we know the FBAs was here first. Scientifically proven. We also know that everybody's life is important. What are you willing to bring to life? What do you believe? We saw Miss Good and Alex shot down right there in front of us. What do you believe? We also saw Sandra Bland. We also saw Michael Brown. We also saw Ahmaud Arbery. And we also saw Mr. Castile. And you know what y'all said? You should have complied. Miss Good, only thing Miss Good was said is I'm not mad at you, and they shot her in the head. And look, that ain't really bother y'all, but the women got riled up and they was like, what's wrong with you that this ain't bothering you? That you ain't got no backbone to see that this ain't bothering the whole world. And then, with Mr. Alex, that really set the whole world off. They were like, wait a minute now, that's just messing whenever anarchic. It's time to operate in what you believe now. Like now. Not tomorrow, now. You can change the world with the one thing that you do that lights up the whole world. Fight for your dream while hurting none. We've learned a lot in the last few weeks. Do what is right for you. Okay? No one lives your life but you. Be sovereign. Think for yourself. Operate for yourself. Okay? Not control. Think for yourself. If you protect those that can't and don't know how to protect themselves, elderly and children, do so by any means necessary. Bring your dreams to life no matter what you see in front of you. May the force be with you as you go. And may the power of God be in your heart as you move. Why? Because God is good and His mercy endures forever. There are some freebies in the link to the podcast with the women's leveling up that was done a few months ago. Look in the description below to see the things that truly light you up and leave everything behind, honey. Find the things that make you happy. Find the things. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Why? Because you're amazing and you know it. Remember, I placed the link to my own personal bookstore. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. No matter your background. Let's go through here right here. Let's read the excerpt. Page 86. Be still and know who I am. Don't be tossed forward and backwards by what others say. Whose report are you going to believe? Choose this day and follow that voice. Ain't that about sovereignty and intuition? That's your first and get on the bus. And in my other two books, Befriending the Shadow, Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change, both of those books are shadow activity books. I didn't see any on the market. God said, well, make it. I said, well, say less then. So then you get a word of knowledge. Then you get a exercise. It's got 3 scavenger hunts in there. So just in case you're on isolation, you get some time. Okay? You get some time to have some fun. And then shadow question. You can't have fun with that. That's in your face. And then 4 is the color pages. Color pages, it allows you to color and have fun as an adult. And God asked me to keep the pages between the age of 5 and 10. Why? Because most childhood movement happens between the age of 5 and 10. It can happen at 8, and it's solidified by the age of 7, by the age of 10, if it's really in your system. And see, it happens between the age of 5 and 10 because the people that were supposed to protect you didn't know how. They didn't know how because nobody protected them. We releasing them so we can find our own healing in our own self. Because holding them hostage in ourselves, guess what happens? We in cement and we in quicksand. Once we release them, we can keep moving forward. Even if that means releasing them in the natural as well. Because if people don't want to change, there has been a split in the earth. Have you not seen it? It's called three eye Atlas. There's a split in the timelines. Did you not notice it? Pay attention. Pay attention. Man. And then by the age of 21 and 25, it is your responsibility to walk out. Why? Because between the age of 21 and 25, you think you know everything. Can't nobody tell you nothing. We're going to let you go on your own. Okay. Notebooks and journals for all. Coloring books that help in meditating, recalibrating the mind. I'm excited about this new venture because I have a lot of stuff on Amazon, but on my store shows you step by step how to walk out of the matrix. Step by step. It's going to get hot, but hey, you got it. Don't forget about the link to the 105 spiritual laws that govern the earth. Remember, we're no longer covered by the Mosaic law. We're covered under love and grace. Jesus showed us how to keep walking once you remove your Judas out of your life. And then the disciples asked, how many times will I forgive my brother? 7 times? Jesus said, no, 7 times 7. That's 490 times because we grow in a spiral. We ascend, okay? And then he said, he broke it down like this. He said, whoo, thank you, God. He said, I just had a brain fart. Sorry. Then he said, the Lord's Prayer, forgive me of my debts as I forgive my debtors. Okay, you always forgive yourself first. So boom, you put up a boundary. And the church say keep the Judas around. Nope, because once you call out that Judas and you put them out, every other Judas is like, oh, I'm a Judas. Don't keep up your Judas because they're going to stab you in the back like Shimshaw, Shank, Redemption. Don't do that. Okay, release them. And once you do, they can't see over the fence no more. And the rest of them going to show up because they're like, I can't believe you. We've been using you all this time and you just caught on. Okay? And then you forgive yourself. And you say, I forgive myself because I just found out about this. So I release myself. I'm not going to hold on to this no more. I was following my ancestors. I was following what I saw everybody doing around the world. Child, this was sending me down the wrong road. I choose to go on the road less taken. And I changed my mind now. I forgive them, God. I don't forgive them for them. I forgive them for me because I can't move. I'm in quicksand or cement, meaning I'm getting pulled down heavier and heavier. I can't move until I release them. And in the cement, I'm just stuck. I can't go forward, backwards, side to side. I'm just stuck. And Jesus said it best. He said there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth because you can go right back to sleep. Okay. And then there's grace. Grace is God's willingness to get involved with human affairs. Reach down and grab you out of your mess. I said, God, if I get down here in a secret mission, you done sent me in and I done forgot. Reach down here and grip me. God said, say less, I will, because I done put too much in you. Okay. Don't mess with him. Okay. And don't forget, learn them, but we don't live by that. Because when you live by that, the system is using that to control you. See, everybody else stay with that. God said, trust your intuition and stay sovereign. Because when you use the law to live by, the law makes you justified and the law also condemns you. Remember that. Paul said it better. He said, the law let me know that I was living wrong. And once I did that, I fell into depression. That's what the law does. Come up out of that. Don't forget about the sign up for the newsletter and the juicy updates and upcoming events. You're going to want to know what's going on because there's a lot of stuff going on over here. It's nice. Don't forget about the Adjective PDF and the 400 Vase PDF. Put them together, change your whole sim character to this game because it ain't never the game. Apologize to Kanye West because he was right. Look at the new link for the school app. I just got things together. Come on over and hang out with me. I was inducted to the new class of Who's Who for 2025, Influential Women in 2025, and what? Women Worldwide? Man, y'all were giving out gifts and I would say I'm taking them off because I done been through the ringer over here in these streets. And I'm not finna say I ain't worthy because I'm worthy and I am ready to love me. Honey, check this out. Look what I received in 2017. For the work I was doing with my nonprofit. I was helping bring in women and teenage girls out of sex trafficking. And I had a lot of help, but I looked up and they was gone, child. I had my head down to the plow. I looked up, they was gone. God said, keep going. I gave this to you. Keep going. I said, say less. They went to go be with someone with a bigger name. Then I was helping out a teenager that came out and said they were LGBTQAI and pregnant. They family said, get out of here. I was like, no, don't kick them out. Don't kick them out. We in the wrong state for that. They was like, what? I was like, never mind. The only thing they saw was anger. They were just hurt. So I said, just give them to me. And I asked them, do you want to stay in the building I'm in or you want to go to the team building? They went to the team building. And I was helping people that was women that come out of domestic violence. We lost 2 because they went back more than once. They had Stockholm Syndrome. Okay? And let me tell you, so I don't judge nobody. Let me tell you why I don't judge nobody. Because everybody has an addiction. We have people that smoke a cigarette, they lungs about to come out, they cough like this. And they got an oxygen tank in. And they still smoking. They could take out city blocks and they still smoking around us. Okay? Not so cool. Then you have people that smoking weed going to the emergency room and the doctor say, I'm going to need you to take off this for 3 days because we need to get your system right. All right, doc. Leave the doctor, get the medication, come home, take the medication, eat, and then smoke the weed to eat some more. Okay? Then you have people that's working out up to 5 times a day in the gym. I didn't say 5 times a week. I said a day. Then you got people that's working out 2 to 5 times in their house. Why? Because they're addicted to the endorphins. I don't judge nobody. If I judge them, I gotta judge me for my imperfections. And I don't judge nobody. Okay? Everybody get to live their life the way they want to around me. Alright? Then I was helping because I ain't gonna judge you. You do what you do. But I'm sovereign. I answer to a higher source. So then I was helping out people that had lost their house due fire and floods. And people knew I had a nonprofit, so they was always giving it to me. So I had a whole bunch of stuff and it was in storage and I was always cleaning and making sure it was up to date. So when people came, they had the best stuff. Okay? Because that's what I wanted. Then I made sure, I asked them, I said, how many rooms you need? They told me, I said, I'm going to take what you need. Then I gave them tortoises, and I gave them women, the female tortoises, and I gave them fingernail polish and fingernail polish remover. Why? So when they got ready to paint their nails, they was good to go. Why? You gotta come out of shock mode to paint your nails. Then, then I went out and started making posts that I wanted to help out 2 families for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And only one family reached out for Thanksgiving. I said, it's fine. I'm excited because this is what I want to do. God said, do something. I said, let's do it. So then, I found out what it needed, and I went to Honey Baked Ham. That's my budget. And I gave them $150 worth of groceries because I wanted to do something. Because I found out getting laid off and they need to have food in the house because a single mom. So she wouldn't have to think about food, buying food while she was looking for a job. And then for Christmas, I found out some other people that's getting laid off, and I said, great, I need more people to help. So I made sure they received 2 gifts per child for my budget. Then I also gave them a Honey Baked Ham per my budget, because that's my go-to. Then I gave them $150 worth of groceries. And then I assisted 2 women to go to therapy. 3 months later, I sent them to therapy for 3 to 6 months. And then I gave them $250 or $150. You can look at it on my website at www.rwt as in Tom, C as in Charlie.org. Okay. Honey, God is good. God said God said whatever you do in private, I reward you in public. And I didn't need all that fanfare. God just said, just put it on your website just in case anybody ever asks you what you've been doing with your nonprofit. You can say what you've been doing, okay? I said, well, say less. God said he don't need that fanfare. He just need a willing heart. And I said, well, thank you. I got a willing heart. If I ain't got nothing else, I got a willing heart. God is faithful, and I'm thankful for everything. I really am. Don't forget to look at the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is a company I use along with all natural remedies for the assistance for the diagnosis of breast cancer in 2017. Honey, I ain't take no cancer treatments. I didn't take no ports, none of that stuff. I took that stuff from my backyard, 100% Silver Shield, a naturopathic doctor, and doctor said he died. Okay. And prayer and confession and the Bible verses. That's what I did. Me and God. We was in there together. Then the doctor said, don't you see it? I said, I see it, but if I agree with it, my cell's gonna go, the universe gonna say, okay, this is what she wants, just give it to her. And I ain't got time to believe in it. I said, I'm the healer protecting myself from sickness and disease. So I said, I bind up every germ, every bacteria, every growth. I said, I bind up every germ, every disease, every bacteria, every growth, every tumor, every parasite. And I send it back to the pit of hell. I loose the blood of Jesus and I loose the hand of God. And I put it on me. I take responsibility for the food that I was eating. But guess what? They was putting paint thinner in the cereal. That's why our children sit here with cancer, sitting up here at the Cancer Institute. And all these other places with cancer. And then they putting black mold, citric acid in the food. And that's black mold. Don't you know black mold taking people out? People are dying for mold every day. Well, this stuff is being banned. We got all red dye, blue dye, yellow dye. We got all this stuff in here, and this stuff causes cancer in laboratory rats. So if it's causing cancer in laboratory, they know exactly what they're doing. And somebody needs to say, enough is enough. Okay. Honey. Honey. Child, you do you, I'm gonna do me. Child, I left there. I left there and went home and talked to God. God said, get that naturopathic doctor. Did so, pulled out everything the doctor said he ever said about being alkaline. Showed it to my naturopathic doctor. They said, that's great. However, 5 things on each side gonna have to come off. I said, that's good. I still got a whole list of stuff. Okay, to the grocery store and farmer's market with me. And I even started growing my own produce. I sure did. Especially garlic and onions, so they just quick to grow. Okay. Honey, I started growing my own produce, and then my ancestor said, go out there and get that dandelion, that morning glory. You could, just in case you need to, that wild scallions. Cause that's what it is. If our ancestors live off this and they still out here in this world, centurions and they 85, 95, child, I'm gonna be here with them too, shoot. And then and then that post salad like lettuce and cilantro had a baby together, and it's serrated around the edges, child, and it's full of potassium. All these things are full of potassium, iron, folate, honey. All these vitamins that we need, this thing right there in the backyard. And they're telling this weeds and we sitting there killing it. And it's a herb that we need for our body that helps us photosynthesize with the melanin. They can't use it, so they said it was that, but we know better. Honey, child, I put that on top of my spinach underneath that jasmine rice with it, but that chlorophyll went inside my system. Child, between the chlorophyll going in my system and me eating healthy and speaking over my life and speaking the word and praying and saying what I want and not what I see. Like Charles Capps used to say, God bless his soul, he gone. He said, God said my children keep saying what they have instead of what they believe. Hebrews 11:1, it says, faith is the substance of things you hope for. Earnest expectation, the things you haven't seen yet. Put it out there and see what happens. Child, then I find out that zucchini, squash, and red onions are cancer fighting. I put that on top of the food. And then I find out about avocado and wild caught salmon and vitamin D. Child, I was putting it in my body. Okay. Either we eat our food as our medicine, or our medicine will be our food. Child, I'm so grateful and thankful to still be here on this God's green earth. No matter how crazy it is at this moment, I am still here. Glory be to God. God, I thank you for loving me, for keeping me, for hugging me, for carrying me when I couldn't carry myself. And I thank you even for the butt whoopings there. Because if I didn't get them butt whoopings, I'd be like Romans 1. I'd be in the corner sucking on my thumb in the fetal position, just whining and rocking back and forth. Because there's so much going on, honey. And I thank you for correcting me, because you said, Proverbs 3:1 said, despise not correction. Woo! Thank you, because it'll help your heart. It does. And I thank you. They said that we was out here disenfranchised and we were the minority. No, we not. They are. And it's just like the movie Wreck-It Ralph, how the girl whose face was on the outside of the machine, they made her the glitch. They made FBA's the glitch when it's been our game the whole time. All right, child. Let's get first to get on the list. So they said, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And we did. And then they took the bootstraps and the shoestrings. And they thought we were going to stop. We went to school with no shoes and everything. Guys, and then they said, y'all still going? We said, Then God said, go over there and get that bamboo. And when you take out that bear, get the hide of the bear and the venison and the hide of all the animals that you get and put them together and go ahead and make y'all some shoes and make some strength and some shoes. And we said, well, say less. And we did. And they said, wait a minute, y'all still going? We took everything from you. You thought you took everything. But let me tell you something. The joy I have, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Hush your fuss and get on the bus. That's why they started telling people that's coming from other countries, don't talk to the black people. Don't talk to them. They are wild. They lazy. They all of this. Isn't it funny? They told everybody the same thing, but then they sent everybody to our neighborhood. Now you seeing the truth, but you believe it because it was for the benefit of you. Humans can be quite selfish, can't they? I love you still. And I want to tell you something. I thank you so much for being here, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here tonight. And I thank you so very much, and I want to send nothing but cleansing and pure energy to you. As you go on your path, I pray that you hear the voice of God and the voice of an enemy you do not hear. I pray that you stay on the path, just like he said in the Wizard of Oz. Stay on the yellow brick road. Because as they was going to see the wizard, the whole time, Dorothy didn't know that she had the wisdom inside of her. The whole time that we sit here trusting people on the outside of us, we've had the wisdom inside of us the whole time. It's okay to check on and get some confirmation. But remember, check in with yourself first, and then you can get that confirmation. All right. I love you in the love of the Lord. You have a great evening. Good night. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bless somebody. Bless yourself. And don't forget, remember to be sovereign. Think for yourself. And what keeps you sovereign. Put it down there in the contact. All right. Have a great evening. Good night.